everyone. Yoga Therapy Thursday. Been talking a lot about ankle mobility and ankle strength. So we're gonna move up the chain now and go all the way past the knee to the hip. Often a knee problem will just be a manifestation of a hip problem or an ankle problem. So we're gonna talk about the top of the leg and the hip. Having mobility all the way around that ball and socket joint will make the knee and the ankle happy below. So this week, we're gonna do some warm-up exercises to move the hip around in all directions, stretching it, opening it up. So stand on a block so you elevate yourself off the floor. The first one you're gonna do is this just little pendulum swing from side to side. So when you move this way, this is a abduction and adduction. So you're just gonna swing the leg. And you may notice, well, notice what you notice, as I say all the time, but you may notice that it's harder to go in one direction, or you want to compensate by moving the torso to balance yourself. But really, you should be able to move the leg away. You'll feel the muscles on the side of the seat working. And then you want to do the pendulum forward and back. So moving into flexion and extension in the hip. Feel like you have a weight, or you can even do this. If you have one of those ankle weights, you can put it around your ankle and feel like it gives you space up in the hip socket. Feel like someone's pulling on your foot, which is why you want the floor. You want to be a little bit higher from the floor. The hips stay level and you get space in the joints. Go ahead and do that on both sides. Pendulum side to side. What's really interesting is notice the difference in the standing leg. You'll have one that's not as stable. And forward and back. And then we want to open up the hip, the front line and the back line. So it's a simple quad stretch. You can do this near a wall if you need a little bit of stability. So stand on one leg and bend the other leg back. I'm going to turn to the side. Because we sit all day, the hip is in flexion. We barely take the leg back behind the body. So by doing that, I'm going to open up the front, the hip flexors in the quad, especially the rectus femoris, the one that crosses the hip joint. When we do this, the tendency will be for the thigh to pop forward. You see I'm still in a little bit of flexion. So think that you're aiming the knee towards the inner heel of the standing leg, and what you can do to elevate it even more with the knee bent. Feel like you're trying to kick the foot into the hand. And that'll take a stretch. If you're feeling it only up in the front of the hip, it'll take it down to the belly of the quads. So the heel's coming to the butt, the knee is shining down, and you're kicking the foot into the hand and lifting up out. This will be a really nice stretch. If you only have time to do one thing a day, that should be it. And then the back of the hip, your hamstrings, the muscles of the back of the leg. And so rather than just folding forward, which is only going to pull on the hamstring attachments, you want to open up the belly of the back of the leg. Just the windows of the basement. So get out of your heels. You don't want your butt back behind your feet. Bring them forward. Let the crown of the head be pulled towards the tops of your feet. So it doesn't matter if your knees are very bent, as long as your ribs stay on your thighs. You will be opening up here. The more you bring your head down, the more the cantilever, your tailbone, your buttock bones lift up. You'll notice you'll be able to breathe deeper because the hamstrings are the lungs of the legs. So try those 4 out. Happy yoga.